Hey everybody, welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another Choosing Beggar Reddit video. If you enjoy a daily dose of Reddit stories, hit subscribe and join in on the fun. In our first story, a choosing beggar sues a company over a $10 coupon. She wasn't ready for the countersuit. Let's jump right in. This story is from a few years ago when I worked in the legal department of a 1,000-plus store national retailer. As part of my job, I handled customer complaints that elevated when the customer threatened legal action. The cast is very simple. Me, Karen, who is also an attorney, and our awesome attorney. Our customer service call center forwarded Karen's call to me after she threatened legal action. Karen left a message claiming that she was not provided $10 in customer reward coupons. Spend $200, receive a $10 coupon in the mail sort of thing. This was before apps, based on her purchase of clothing for her son and daughter for back to school. I looked into it and called Karen back. It turned out we had an old address associated with her rewards account. No big deal, right? I spoke with Karen and offered to send her the original $10 coupon and an additional $25 for her trouble to the correct address. That did not satisfy Karen. She claimed we should have known her address and threatened to sue us if we didn't pay her $1,000 in cash. Her rationale was that it would cost us at least $1,000 to defend the suit. She was in a state in which our company did not have any offices, so we should just pay it to her. I declined, but still forwarded her the $10 coupon she was entitled to pursuant to our rewards program. Sure enough, she sued us for breach of contract, fraud, and any other conceivable charge. I went to my boss, the COO, and told him the story. He asked what I wanted to do. I said I'd rather pay legal fees to a defense attorney than pay Karen, and he agreed. I contacted our awesome attorney, explained the situation to him, and I kid you not, he said, in a southern drawl, "I get to sue Karen. I should be paying you guys. There are a lot of lawyers in this legal community who would love to sue her, as she is reckless, unpleasant, and a total pain in the butt to deal with. I'll gladly take your case." He agreed to defend us at a reduced rate. Part of our defense strategy was to countersue her under the state's frivolous lawsuit statute, which would move the suit from small claims court to the larger civil court. Our awesome attorney filed our answer and counterclaim. Although Karen was an attorney, she was not a defense attorney, so she had to engage her own attorney to defend against the counterclaim. After a couple of hearings, she offered to settle for no more money exchanged and the dismissal of both suits. She didn't even get the extra $25 coupon I offered her. I did talk with our awesome attorney about continuing our claim, but he advised it would probably be worth settling and being done with it, rather than being vindictive. Although vindictive would have been fun, courts tend not to like that, so I agreed. My company ended up paying Awesome Attorney $900 in attorney's fees. Awesome Attorney later called and told us that the attorney Karen engaged charged her $1,700 to defend the suit. Although I would have loved to continue with our suit, I think her having to pay $1,700 over a $10 coupon sent to the wrong address is sufficient justice. Story number 2 shows us a choosing beggar friend who thinks that since our OP got money for their birthday, they need to buy him stuff. This happened to me a while back. I have a guy friend I will call Harry for this post. Harry and I went to the mall so we could hang out together. This took place just after my birthday. I had gotten $500 for my birthday, and Harry knew this. This is important for later. Things seemed pretty normal at first. Then, as we were going through a store, Harry asked me to buy him something. It wasn't very pricey, it was only $5, and so I agreed to buy it for him. After that, Harry and I kept going through other stores, and Harry kept asking me to buy him things. I took it as a joke at first, but it wasn't, and I started to get really irritated. I just kept telling him no. After we did some more store browsing, I wanted to get some Starbucks before heading back home. I told him that it would be my treat since I had also gotten a $25 Starbucks gift card for my birthday. While we were walking over to Starbucks, Harry saw that a Haagen-Dazs opened in the food court. He was pretty excited to see it and said that he would rather get something from there instead. I didn't have a problem with that, but I made it clear to Harry that I offered to pay for Starbucks because I had a $25 gift card. If he wanted Haagen-Dazs instead, that was fine, but I wouldn't be paying for him. He heard me but didn't say anything. He just rushed over to Haagen-Dazs. I followed him and waited while he ordered his ice cream. The employees finished making his ice cream, then they told him how much it was. I don't remember exactly how much it was, but Haagen-Dazs is pricey and he asked for all sorts of extra toppings and such. It wasn't cheap. After they told him the cost, he looked over at me and just gave me a blank stare. Well, I stood there clearly confused. Aren't you going to pay the guy for it? No. What? You said you'd be paying for our treats. No, Harry, I said I'd pay for the Starbucks. You wanted Haagen-Dazs, so you'll be paying for it yourself. Come on, if you have money for Starbucks, then you should have money for my ice cream. I only agreed to pay for Starbucks because I have a gift card there, you know that. Didn't you get $500 for your birthday? You definitely have enough to buy me some ice cream, it's not even that expensive. Sure, I did receive $500 for my birthday, though I had already spent a lot of it on stuff for myself. I did have about $50 with me, so I could have paid for his ice cream, but I had no obligation to buy him anything. Just because I got money for my birthday doesn't mean I have to spend any of it on you. But it would be nice of you to spend a little bit of it on me. He said that literally 15 minutes after asking me to buy him several different Funko Pops at GameStop. He kept arguing with me until his mom called him to say that she was outside waiting for us. Then he pulled out some cash and paid for his ice cream before storming off. You can imagine how aggravated I was when I saw him pull out his money to pay. This guy had money on him to pay for his food or to buy things, but he kept asking me to buy him stuff just because I got some money for my birthday. Just to be clear, I don't mind paying for a friend, especially if the cost is cheap, but I won't be paying for them every time we go out. They are expected to bring their own money for things. Harry still asks me every once in a while if I want to go hang out in the mall with him. I tell him no and remind him just how fun he made it for me last time. He says the same things over and over. I should be more generous to my friends. He even told me it wouldn't hurt me to give him $100 or so of my birthday money. Yeah, he actually said that to me. Some people. In story number 3, we have A Choosing Beggar Aunt and the Free Minivan Adventure. This story is from my childhood, but I thought you guys might enjoy it. My dad's sister, Aunt Choosing Beggar, and her husband were never really good with money and always struggled because of it. My aunt was driving this old beater that finally kicked the bucket, and as they had no other transportation, she was desperate for a car. My parents had a minivan they were going to get rid of anyway, and so my dad offered it to my aunt for free because it wasn't worth anything for trade-in value, but it was maintained and good enough for her needs until she could find something better. Aunt Choosing Beggar asks my dad if he's going to put new tires on it. No, the ones on it are good to go. Well, is he going to pay for oil changes? He already had the oil changed in it for her. No. Auntie Choosing Beggar wants him to pay for all oil changes and general maintenance for however long she has the car. Dad says of course he won't. It's good on its maintenance schedule and the car won't be in his name, so it won't be his problem anymore. He tells Aunt Choosing Beggar if she wants it, it's hers, but she needs to get her act together. Aunt Choosing Beggar huffs and says that she guesses it's good enough. Cut to about 6 months later, and we go to visit Aunt Choosing Beggar and family. The van is sitting in the yard, and it looks pretty rough. Dad asks about it, and Aunt Choosing Beggar starts going off about how he never gave her money for oil changes or maintenance. How was she supposed to afford it? The tires were low on air. He should have known to fill them for her. All this garbage. We got right back into our car and left, and didn't see Aunt Choosing Beggar for another couple years. And that's the story of how my dear Aunt Choosing Beggar got a free minivan after pleading desperate poverty and managed to completely trash everything up. In our final story, a choosing beggar gets her PC fixed for free, but she won't be recommending the service. Hello, I just have to vent right now and don't know a better outlet than here. I'm a full-time IT consultant in a mid-sized company in a small town. From early on in my life, I loved tinkering and fixing computers or other electronic devices. Nowadays, my job is like 40 to 60 hours a week sitting in front of the computer and talking on the phone, but I still love building and fixing PCs. Everyone knows that, so I'm the go-to guy in my family and with friends to build a new computer or fix some issues with their current machines. As I'm friendly with everyone at work, I fix some of their home PCs, but it's not very often. I get things like an old laptop with some driver issues to fix and such. Long story short, one of the older ladies working in the office approached me to fix her PC. I really like her, so I didn't even have to think about it before saying yes. The next day, I took her approximately 10-year-old low-end office PC home, and it was really slow. A lot of old bloatware and search bars and so on. I cleaned the PC, installed 8 GB of RAM that I had laying around, installed a clean Windows copy and all the drivers on a small SSD I had left over from a current build. The PC wasn't snappy, but a far cry away from the slow speed it was before. I gave it back to her and I didn't charge her anything for fixing it. I thought it was a nice deed. She said thank you, but I never heard anything back from her, so I thought it was running great. Current day. One of my gaming buddies and a fellow coworker brought his gaming PC to fix a blue screen that kept on coming up while we were gaming. When he entered the office, he passed the open door of my old coworker. She immediately stopped him to warn him to not give me his PC, because hers was running so slow since I touched it. Both of us had a good laugh about it, but I'm kind of disappointed in her, to be frank. I did fix my gaming buddy's PC. It was a driver issue with his audio amplifier, and his PC is running great now. This is John from /bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and want to see more of them, then please hit that subscribe button. We'd love for you to drop a like, share it with your friends, and we will see you in the next one.